Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. Welcome in. Welcome in. Give you guys a minute. I hope everybody is having a beautiful weekend. It's a little chilly here still. Upstate New York, cold. I have coffee tonight and some kombucha and some water, so I'll be well hydrated, hopefully. Hi, Jean. How are you? I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Ooh, take your time. I didn't make tea tonight. I have some coffee to finish. I'm actually quite impressed that I didn't finish my coffee sooner today, so I'm counting it as a win. But I do have some kombucha I found in the back of my fridge. I know the stuff in the back of my fridge is usually a really great vintage because I forget about it. So, hi, Mary Jo. Mary Jo. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm so happy to see you. Let me see. I'm going to try not to fat finger this. Oh, oh. I think that worked. Okay. So, hi, last week I forgot to get us some affirmations out of the tea tin. So I put the tea tin out first so I won't forget tonight. We'll start there. I'm just sipping some coffee still. Sorry, guys. I'm slow. So let's see what comes out of the tin. I don't, I've been thinking about a lot of things this week. Like, I'm hoping to see a few people come in. Had some thoughts that carried over from last week's discussions, but we'll see if it comes up in the cards or not, and if things get jogged. But I do know this week I was thinking a lot about like when people are like, you have so much potential. And I was thinking about that, what that means, potential, and it took me down a rabbit hole. Like Aristotle used to talk about potential and actuality. You have the, hi, Antonia. You have your vision, you have your you now, right? You have the you are right now in this moment, and then you have the you want to become, right? So in Aristotle's, the you now is sort of the potential itself, right? And the you're becoming and growing into, like the difference between he was an acorn and an oak tree, right? So the acorn is the potential and the oak tree is the actual, but that takes a really long time to grow into that person. And so I was thinking about that this week, and I was thinking about patience and knowing where you are. I'm trying to write down names, guys, just so you know. I am here. Antonia, you came in next, I think. And let me scroll and make sure. I got Mary Jo. I have Jean. I have Antonia. Good. If there's anybody else here that wants to speak up, I do short readings after. I'm just going to do a quick thing here. Let's see what comes out of the tin. Ooh, if I can get it open. Potentially, but actually, can I? I got it. Here we go. Let's see what we start with. I don't need a bunch. Let's get two, though. We are born wise and we are born complete. So that really does fit into that potential. You're born with all of that innate being. Hi, Big 1111. Like you're born into the potential of who you'll become. I think another one of the examples that Aristotle used was like a child learning language, right? The potential to learn the language versus the fluent the fluency of the language, the actuality. So we are born wise and we are born complete. Says impression is for the now, trust is for the future. Interesting. That was another thing I was thinking of this week. Um, Sorry, it's blurry. It's very small writing. Does not like to cooperate. So impression is for the now, trust is for the future. There was a thing about in Stoicism where emotions give you important information, right? But you don't have to, you don't act on them right away. And you make the judgment before you experience the emotion associated with it. So something happens, right? And it's out of your control. And it's like how you react to that, the emotion you let yourself have to that. It's like a reframing. It's like the woe is me versus the, oh, I put them back in there. The woe is me versus the, I can learn from this, right? And that's a little bit of that. Same thing with that actual versus potential, like the potential to learn from a situation and actually learning from it. You know what I mean? Tabata, I'm going to write you down. Let's see. Hello, welcome, Brazil. That's really neat. That's cool. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Sip. So I'm going to start here. Let's see. So we're talking about, our potential versus our actual. Let's see what comes out in the cards. I got a couple affirmations out. I wish I hadn't put them away, but I did. So I have some of our favorites. Let's start with the archetypes. I'm going to do a general really quick and just see what's in the cards and see if we can make sense of this. Or just talk about it. I'm open to just talking about it. Whatever you guys have. Oh, look what came out, because we just talked about the cave last week. That was on the split. The cave and the mountain. Ooh, that mountain has a cave. The cave and the mountain. The journey, right? Expectation versus reality could also be something that's playing into that. There's the vision on the split. And that's that the potential to become. The vision is the actuality, right? And it can take a lot of steps to get there, right? To self-actualize. Reinventing. There's apocalypse energy, really just tearing down the foundation and starting over. You'd see a lot of potential in something, yourself, others. But it's like, what is it actually? That's important to be mindful of, while remaining open to the future, right? That was part of that. I don't want to shake you guys. Sorry. Let me talk. Boop. Boop. Because my arm is going to bounce off that little piece and it's going to drive me crazy. And then it's going to drive you guys crazy. There we go. Move up and over. So let's see what comes out. I had a really distracted week. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know. I know the alignments are really odd, unique right now. The sword. Okay, usually I see swords about like messages, truth, right? Especially a single sword is like divine truth, like an understanding of something here. We have sun and moon energy. I see cycles too. Cycles of clarity. Seeing that things aren't always black and white too. The eternal child. Speaking of potential. The eternal child. Right? There's all this vision and this information, these downloads. I love that. You did too, Jean, not just me. The unseen. So the unseen sometimes is maybe the actual right? Like we understand internally that we have a ton of potential, but maybe we feel like the potential hasn't been seen, right? Maybe this is also like where are we directing focus? Where are we standing? What are we standing on? I love the eternal child coming out though, because I really see like, I don't know if this is a collective thing, but like I'm playful. Like I'm always playful. I'm a playful person, right? But I'm also like love to be taken seriously. You know, it's like I don't know. Whenever I see the eternal child card, I get that vibe. It's like I'm just always playful. I'm always hopeful. Like I'm always able to stay in like, hi Cynthia. Was that you, Cynthia, that added me on Facebook this week? Oh, here's the healer, the mystic, and the mirror. I love those three together. I love this mirroring going on. The mystic, the healer, the mystic. I love those cards together. And the mirror. We have this again. And this, okay. Thank you, Spirit. So one of the things with the Stoicism is like reframing, right? And it's like the ability to be flexible and not see things in black and white, to be able to imagine the various possibilities, right? And as healers and mystics, which I think a lot of people in the collective, and it may be something that people aren't understanding about the role of healers and mystics, and it's that ability to see things from multiple perspectives, right? And to bring in that ability to reframe something into something we can learn from, right? Something that could initially be considered super traumatic, right? And when you reframe it, you mirror it in a positive way. I see 4-4. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, right? And it's like once you start to see that you can do that, you change that potentiality into actuality, right? You start to heal those wounds because you start to learn how to reframe the things that are out of your control in ways that you can productively grow from, right? To fill that actuality. Oh, I love that. Making space for our actuality. That's a beautiful vibe, guys. I like that. Making space for the growth, right? Reframing, thinking about how we're seeing things, especially the things that are out of our control, right? Reframing things in colorful, creative ways. And not staying in our head. It's a good vibe. And the moon on the split here. So that goes along with the unseen, having the moon on the split. That can be something that is not been revealed yet to you. It could be that potential, that actuality, excuse me. It's like we see the potential in something. You know, maybe it's in the beginning there was something about, you know, having that hope is for the future vibe. And it's like having that, seeing the potential in something, seeing the potential in each other, and understanding that we are all at different places, right, in our journey, and learning how to process and learning how to master our emotions, our reactions. A lot of reframing. I love that. Take that. There's a stubbornness to the cards tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed. Ooh, it's like a 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this could also be like, so this is that actual, right? The actuality of something. It's like upright, it's the actuality. In reverse, I'm really seeing it as the potential. It's it's not currently the vibe that's being felt, right? But maybe you see the potential of something moving in that direction. So so the sun in reverse, right? And the sun in the reverse is sun upright, excuse me, is usually healing. So in reverse, it's like, it's the same thing. It's like the process of becoming. That requires moving away from things, right? And making decisions about what you value and how you value it and nurture yourselves. What you value, how you value it, right? And moving away from the things that are keeping you from being able to do this reframing. I love this. Page of Wands. So if it's like starting a new project, creatively, right? There's King of Cups on the bottom here. So this could also be talking about, again, I was talking earlier about emotions, getting your emotions in check, keeping your emotions in check, reframing before you decide what emotion you even want to entertain. When something out of your control happens, it's like taking a deep breath before you react and waiting, right? Processing that incoming information and waiting, making a judgment on it before you even let yourself emote. And it's not about suppressing, it's about the reframing. And I think for me, that's a lot of the difference between the potential and the actual, right? Something has a potential of being the tower, but it doesn't actually have to be the tower. Do you know? Does that make sense, guys? Like you have an opportunity to reframe something here. And that's going to turn this around. Like the way she's tossing that wand up, it's like pushing this energy in the other direction. It's like you have to make that choice. It's actively nurturing that choice to grow into the actual. It's the potential. You have that. Here's the acorn, right? You have that potential. It's all there within you. You were born with it. Like the card said in the beginning, you're born with that wisdom. You're the healer, the mystic, right? You're born with that. That's your truth. You're born with that. But you have to decide that that's the energy you go towards. You have to decide. Ooh, I love that. To move into that energy, to move into that space. And I still love this eternal child coming out. You guys always be playful because I really see that this is how the healing comes in, right? When we have that playfulness, and reframing is like a game. My friend used to tell me that I should work for the UN because I could diffuse any situation. Like I had a really good, hi, Free the People. I had a really good ability to reframe things into something positive. And like it was really like I could listen to two sides of something, you know, and see it from both sides and re-explain it in ways that would diffuse situations. You validate people, you know? It's so helpful when people just feel validated when they, especially when it's like two people who don't agree. If there's a third party that can validate feelings and do that reframing, it's really helpful. I don't know, but I really see this making decisions to move from that potential to the actual. And it's like, you know, I don't feel like you don't know what direction to go in. Like this is a spirit led something, but there is this reframing. And I think that's the mirroring. It's like moving out of, like, don't decide to do something because you're afraid. Decide to do it because you love it, you know, or you're happy about it. Yeah, right? It really is, Cynthia. And we treat it as a joke, but he was like, I always come to you for the silver linings. Like whenever I need a silver lining, I know who to call, like I know who to go to. And like that's the reframing thing, right? That's that reframing energy. I love that. I love that. I've been thinking a lot about it this week too, reframing things. I know we were talking last week in the group when we were doing the personals. I'm going to get to those now too. And we were doing the personals. It was like I can't think of her name right now. Bluebird? Bluebird, if you're here, speak up. I hope she comes in because I know we were talking about relationships with moms are so tricky. So I hope that they're doing well. I hope that it's working out. I hope that they're figuring things out for school. But I was thinking about, I had given up. Hi, Chandru. I'll add you to the list, love. I was thinking about how, like, I actually dropped out of school to take care of my mom when she had breast cancer, but I didn't do it because my mom threatened me. I did it because I loved my mom. And, that can be part of the reframing too. I didn't do it because, and like, I didn't love my mom because my mom was like, I mean, I loved my mom. Don't, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying I didn't love my mom because she spoiled me. I just loved my mom for the sake of her being, right? And I think that that was something else I read this week about Aristotle was the being. But like, here we go with the potential again. I was going to school and I was doing really great. I had a 3.98 in philosophy and psychology. I was about to graduate, right? And I chose to drop out to take care of her. And it was a choice I had to make, but I didn't make it because she threatened me, right? I made it because I absolutely just loved my mom, and it wasn't because she was nice to me. She was not. I'll tell you guys, she was not a nice person. Like, I have a lot of childhood trauma that I had to heal. um but for a long time, I think my point was is that for a long time I kind of regretted the decision to drop out of school and like take care of her. And I think that when we were discussing things last week, I almost had a knee jerk, like, don't do it because you'll regret it for years. But it's like when I reframe it now, right? Looking back, when I reframe it, it was like all paths were going to lead here anyways. like I was where I belong regardless. I was going to be a teacher anyways. I was going to be something, a professor, or somebody who talked and discussed these things regardless. I was going to be a philosopher, right? I was going to be reading. I was going to be doing these things. I just took a different path to get there. And I think that that was part of it too. And that's part of the growth of the oak tree. It's like it can take many different forms and many different paths to reach that potential, right? We're not gonna all come out the box the same way. And you're not gonna always reach your fullest potential the same way. Something's in the way you grow around it, right? That's beautiful. I love that. The same way a river moves, right? It changes its course, changes its direction. I'm so great, Cynthia. Did I ask you? Did you answer? Were you the Facebook request that I accepted this week? I don't remember if I asked you. I don't know if I was looking when you answered. I'm getting ready to start personal, guys. Sorry. Jean, you're first. It goes Jean, Mary Jo, Antonia, Big 1111, Tabitha, Free the People, Chandru, and Wild Horse Music. If anybody else wants in, just let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Jean, do you have any questions? And if you have a deck preference, I know some of you really like the archetype deck, so I kept that nearby. And then I think before we leave later, I'll get another, I have a couple of these really nice affirmation decks so we can do something, leave on something positive maybe, hopefully. Yeah, so let's see. No, that's not you. That's interesting, Cynthia. That's so funny because I feel like the request came in during the live. And I was like, I wonder if it's her, but I didn't ask. And I accepted it anyways. They seem like a cool Cynthia. So my experiences with Cynthia is very good and high. So Oh. Oh, you want me to add you to Cynthia? Are you friends with Sadie on there? Because I can probably find you through Sadie, or because I know that she started her Facebook back up again. You want me to make a choice for you and do a reading? Okay, Shandu, when we get down there, we will you can ask me what that choice is about. Okay? And Jean, you got what changes are coming towards you? What do you not see coming? The unseen card. Yes, let's look at the unseen card. What's coming towards Cynthia? No, Jean, sorry. What's coming towards Jean? I was just talking to Cynthia. Now I got Cynthia on my brain. Anybody else fumbling words? Like thinking one thing while you're saying another and like saying the wrong things? Do you know? It's not the wrong things, but you know what I'm saying. Woo. Oh, I love that. Do you mean energetically big 1111 or in person? Are you and Cynthia attached in person? Do you, like in a friendship in person, or you mean just collectively? I don't think I've ever met a Cindy I don't like. You know what, no, my grandma wasn't a Cynthia. She was a Lucinda. My grandpa called her Lucky because he was lucky to have her. That's the kind of relationship I want. I want somebody to love me the way my grandpa loved my grandma. So isn't that interesting? Because the moon came out again. Didn't I say that I saw that? I didn't take it out during the general reading, but I was like, there's something unseen. This could require the reframing. I see she's sinking in water. Water's usually emotions. And again, we've got the black and white, right? We've got that mirroring. So it could be something that you need to reframe. Something you may have been speaking to yourself negatively about, Jean, that's actually, once you reframe it, it's going to, oh, 9-9. Once you reframe it, it's going to be a whole new cycle, but in a good way. It could be about, I see on the bottom here, a 4 of Pentacles. So it could be a scarcity mindset going on, Jean, with this. And it could be like an unwillingness, right? An unwillingness to start something. And it could be around the scarcity mindset. And it could be either an inability to save, right? Or a desire not to spend on this project. So Jean, that I see that as being a big thing for you this week. Whether it's overcoming the scarcity mindset or figuring out where the scarcity mindset is so that it can be reframed into something positive for growth. Oh, whoa. Well, hello. Did you see that? So the Emperor came out, and that was the first whoa. And then the deck exploded in my hand. So I don't know if this is a feeling you have about a person, Jean, or if this is you just reframing it like a game, like a chess game. It's like, are you playing checkers where you should be playing chess, I'm hearing? Interesting. But strength is down here. It's like you have the strength to get through this, Jean. Whatever this is, whatever this unseen thing. I don't think it's somebody coming from the past or anything like that. I don't think this Emperor is like somebody coming in, but it might be. I'm hearing career, work, career. I'm still getting the financial vibe from it. Like if you get hit with something unseen and unexpected, Yeah. So this Two of Swords, if you get like you have to make a decision last minute, Jean, or anything like that, think of the long-term goal with the decision you're making. Okay? Don't be afraid to save to spend it a better way. But at the same time, if you've already saved what you need to do this, don't be afraid to do it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what I'm hearing. You know, I'm glad it makes sense to you. I can't really tell where on the timeline it's coming in, but it definitely feels more work related and fiscal in nature. It doesn't feel like a person coming in. It feels like how you're framing things for yourself. And it feels more self-care than anything, or like passion. So like something you're not, I don't think it's something you're not taking up. I just think it's something that you're not allowing yourself to value. It's like something you want to value that you're not allowing yourself to value. And like maybe that's where the scarcity mindset is coming in. And so reframe that, and how you can learn and grow through that too is going to be important. So I love that. It didn't feel ominous, like I didn't feel any tower energy out of it, but I mean there could be a surprise expense that you're not expecting or something in this, and it could be like something you need to reframe in your thought process with that, okay? Ooh, leave job to start a small business. Hey, see? That's exactly the vibe. It's like if you're ready for it and you feel like you're ready to grow into that oak tree, right? You've planted the seed. You're like cupping that beautiful acorn, right? And it's got the roots already growing. Like absolutely. Absolutely. I love that for you. Okay, Mary Jo, did you have a question, love? Yes, Jean, I love that. I'm gonna sip my coffee over here, guys. Should have some water too. A sip. I love that. I love that. You're welcome, Jean. It may even be something that you can invest in before you quit your job. Like, there could be things that I think of this when I'm like decorating my apartments. Like, I could save that money for a house, right? And then move into an empty house that I can't decorate. Or I can decorate my apartment and have everything I need for when I get the house and move, right? And then I'm ready, like I'm ready to go into a home. I have my curtains, I have my bedding, I have everything that I need. And it could be something like that. It could be like making sure you're investing in the little things so that you have them there, right? So that you're ready for when you take that big step. If you've already done all that, then the thing is like go for it. What are you waiting for? Just what comes out, guidance. Okay, Mary Jo, do you have a deck preference, love? Or should I just keep rolling with the light seers? Oh, Chandru, that sounds great. I'm going to put a note to go to your channel after this. I'm writing over here. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So I would say like something like that, Jean, working that into your budget before you leave, because it's going to be one of those overhead expenses that you need after you leave your job. You know what I mean? That you're not going to want to encounter. But it's like allow yourself to get it. Like allow yourself to get it before you make that move. I love that. And I just had a little like belly gurgle, Sheen, and sometimes to me that's like a little confirmation, like a little, it's weird. I don't You may have to I'm sorry, Jean, because this is for you, love, not Mary Jo. If it does resonate with you, Mary Jo, maybe like you may have to sacrifice a few things for a little while. But it's like that potential, that light, right? It's like aiming for that. It's like knowing that potential is there, holding on to the hope for it. Oh, hey, this is for Mary Jo. Mary Jo, beautiful. We have the star. So this is like wish fulfillment, right? I love this. And this is that vibe too, that potential vibe. Like what are you going for? What are you aiming for? What are you reaching for? And we also have that transparency, that clarity, and that connection to spirit, connection to the universe. I love this string goes down into the water, right? So it's being in touch with these feelings, but also being able to make that judgment from a higher self standpoint. I love this. Four of Wands is on the bottom. That's a lot of celebration. The Four of Wands in this deck is beautiful, by the way. I see a lot of celebrations with the changing of the season coming in. This could be like the star could be like pulling summer towards you. You know, like I see the pulling the sun in, right? And I know you live around me. It's really cold and it's like, ooh, it's time to warm things up. That's on the bottom of the deck. Mary Jo, what are you getting into? So, Mary Jo, this is beautiful energy. We have the star and we have the lovers coming out. I love this. Could be a decision. Again, with the moon. That's the third time tonight, guys. That's the third time tonight. You don't see this coming towards you. Look what came out with it, though. It fell on the floor. I just mentioned this. You're going to have something to celebrate, Mary Jo. You don't see it coming. Whoo, you don't see it coming. What is this? I gotta know. What is it? What's coming towards Mary Jo? We see this lover. Yeah, something to celebrate. Oh, girl. Something you've been working on. This could be a group collaboration, right? It could be a decision you made to work with somebody on something. I'm not just seeing the lovers, though. I'm seeing like a whole community. But I'm seeing like finding that within a community that you're working in currently. You don't see this coming. Is Sagittarius season what just passed, right? Is Sagittarius or is that like winter? Mary Jo, you're the astrologer, right? When is Sagittarius season? I'm really bad at those things. I see this arrow and it reminds me again of the actual and potential though, right? Potential and kinetic energy. It's like, Mary Jo, you drew back the bow on something. Okay, you're about to let it go. That's the vibe I'm getting, is that like once this takes off, once this shot, right? Yeah, something happened in that season. A decision you made, something you did to work with somebody on something. And you're going to it's going to be a celebration. Whatever this is, it's going to be a celebration. But I see it coming in with the warmer weather stuff. It's like it's just going to be a turnaround vibe. Thank you, guys. Yeah. It's like, I really think it was something that recently happened. Interesting. Interesting. Because I was drawn right to it. And I know that you're more into astrology. Not that I'm not into it. I'm just not knowledgeable of it as much. But I saw the Sagittarius there. I also see this Triskelion. Do you see that? I don't know if that has any significance to you, but it's past, present, future, the Holy Trinity, things like that. But also I'm getting that connection vibe, right? Going right up through this. Something big is coming into alignment. It really is. You've been working to manifest this. And again, I get the same energy that I had with Jean in this, and this could be a collective vibe. And it's like you've had the potential for a long time. Like you've gotten everything together and now it's starting to actualize, right? And there is this moon. I can't believe how much this moon's coming out tonight. When the moon is in the seventh house. Right. Could be something about Aquarius season. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting 3 more for you because I love this. But the Ace of Pentacles came out again. And I'm seeing the 8 of Swords. So it's like, Mary Jo, watch how you're talking to yourself. This is that mirror energy too. So again, this call to reframe, right? Reframe these thoughts. Stay positive. The more positive you stay, the more complete this message is going to be as it comes through. Like right now, it's kind of broken up, right? Or scrolling like on a repeat. I feel like the more you reframe this into something positive, that growth is coming through. I love that. Mary Jo, I love that. Oh yeah, keep us posted. Yeah, that's coming through with that 8 of, what was it, Swords? With all the crows? Yeah, 8 of Swords. That's coming through with that. So really try to reframe those. Whatever you're being judgmental with yourself, really take a moment, and before you allow it to affect your emotional state, reframe it and rejudge it. That's what I'm hearing. The Stoics have this thing where they really do look at something that happens out of their control. So if there's something out of your control and you're beating yourself up about it, it's like reframing that so that you're not beating yourself up for it. That's going to bring a whole new level of energy for you this coming. Hey, Sup4. I'm putting you on the list. That's going to bring in a whole new energy for you in the upcoming seasons. And I'm definitely hearing as it warms up, Mary Jo, as the season, because she's like in that particular one, she's like ready to go. You know, that's like summer festival vibes. Getting a lot of like festival vibes, like group efforts, whether it's a show or something you're doing for readings, a group effort vibe. Yeah, it's big stuff coming in for you. So Antonia, do you have a question, Antonia, love? We're on to you. Yeah, Sup, I have you on the list. When I get to you, I'll ask for your question then. I can't unsee that I saw the Empress and the 3 of Hearts, or the 3 of Swords on the bottom. 2 of Cups, this could be reframing too, guys, right? Taking experiences from the past that were leaving us feeling heartbroken and reframing them to how we grew, what we came to understand about ourselves, right? How we grew in our capacity to love. I love that reframing. Not doing this, right? Not being stagnant and stuck. Hey, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm seeing, is that like I'm just seeing you like stepping out of the cold of this winter and stepping into this beautiful, like you don't even know how great this next season's going to be for you. Like I'm really like it's going to be magical. You're going to feel like you're in that 100% potential energy. So if there's anything that feels like it's missing in those moments, reframe it. Right? Or that actual energy, I should say. It's like you're in the potential right now. You'll be in the actual this summer. That's what I'm seeing. It's like this summer you're going to actually be in that beautiful, like it's going to flow. And you're gonna love it so much that like you'll be ready for next winter, you know, like you'll be ready for putting your feet up. You'll be looking forward to, I can take a break. Like I am so set right now. Oh, I love that. That sounds so fun. Okay, so now we're gonna do Antonia. I'm sorry, Antonia. Did you ask a question while I was rolling my eyes and reading? Let's see. Either deck is fine with you. What is coming your way in February, please? Yes. What is coming towards Antonia in February? It is February now, isn't it? Wild. February vibes for Antonia. strength. Okay, I want to clarify that. I want to clarify that. It could be just like the end of summer coming through. I'm also seeing maybe Leo season, which isn't February, right? So this is further out. It could be planning for something in Leo season. Let's see. Let's see. The lion is really standing out, particularly in this. The lioness vibe. Okay, so the Five of Cups came out. And this is kind of like that. I'm not getting a missed opportunity, but you might be beating yourself up for not having taken opportunities. Okay. But I'm seeing that like no opportunity has been missed. Okay, so if you've been telling yourself that you've missed an opportunity that was there for you, no, you haven't. You haven't missed anything that's for you. Okay, this is also a wish fulfillment. So if you've been looking at either getting a promotion or something, you feel like you're always being passed up. I'm really feeling an energy of something like that coming in for you. If you feel like you've been passed up for anything, like it's turning around. There's the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, and there's Ten of Swords in reverse right behind it. Okay, and so it's like if you feel like you've been being passed over, right? Like you've watched all these other people rise up around you, like, mm-mm. Your potential is so much more than you're giving yourself credit for. Start giving yourself credit for it. Okay? You haven't missed anything that's for you. It's coming. Now let's see, because I want to see, because I'm still really getting this vibe of like it's not going to be in February. So I really want to know what you can do in February to prepare you for it. Oh, oh. Did you see that? Well, girl, be open to it, is what I'm hearing. It's like being open to receive. Okay, like just understand. That really startled me. So, but it really is about being open to receive. Okay, like there's some beautiful offers coming in. I mean, it's almost like understanding that they're waiting for you, right? It's like just behind the right door to open. I loved that. I loved that. Crystal Lynn. Let me write you down, hon. You just came in. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Antone. Man, if I mean, let me just say, oh, it could be a collective view, but as for myself, Antonia, I mean, if Spirit's gonna send me a handsome dude to distract me until August, like, like okay, like be open to it. That's all I'm saying. Like just we'll be open to it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. But I'm just saying that like don't get in the mindset that you've missed something. Like everything that is meant for you is already yours. Understand it, know it, and be open to receive it, because that's what I see coming in. Okay. I love that. I love that. You got me door clapping over here for real. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Who do we have next? We have Big 1111. Do you have a question, love? Tabitha, or yeah, Tabitha, are you still here too? Just you're on deck after Big 1111. Let it flow. All right. Let's keep going. So we have Big 1111. I was really putting a lot of energy out there for you guys this week, Big 1111. I don't know if you caught the general, but the general tonight too, like it has that vibe of like you guys finding that place. finding that castle in the woods. But it's like it might be like might be a money pit, might be a fixer upper. It's about seeing that like potential, you know, and moving into the actual for it, preparing for that. If you don't see it yet, you're gonna soon. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I love that. I love hearing that. I love hearing about great weeks. We had a really good week here too. Actually, everybody canceled because the weather was so crappy. So all of our regular appointments canceled, and we got to sit around and just do silly jigsaw puzzles. Like we just took the time to soak it all up and enjoy it. It was a very peaceful week. So I loved it. I loved it. We don't get a lot of slow weeks, so I really enjoyed it. I really just no appointments. I didn't know what to do with my house hasn't been cleaner. It hasn't been this clean in ages. Part of that is that Finch app, I'm telling you, but part of it was just like nothing else to do but clean. I loved it. My house loves it too, and I feel so good. Sip. If you're wintering like I am, you understand probably it's about that time of the season. Okay, so big 1111. I really kept getting vibes that you guys are, yeah. Yeah. You had ice. Magical things happened. We had ice. Was it beautiful? Where are you at, big 1111? So 4 of Wands came out again. And 3 of Pentacles. So there's really, I love this. This is a continuation of that things that we've been working on, things that we've been working on together, things that we've been preparing for. Like really coming into the season of showcasing and celebrating what we have to show for it. Oh, ice in Michigan. Are you anywhere near the lake? Because I think Michigan Lake has really beautiful ice formations in the winter. They look scary, but beautiful. We get that here too, but it's so cold. Like, these came out earlier too. And somebody else's, I think that Gina was your reading in the first one too. Excuse me. And it's like, oh, but this came out in Antonia's. But I really see like this energy of just deciding to put something behind you. I'm trying to figure out if there's any clue in the first 2 cards. I went quiet for a second. It's like I'm trying to figure out if there's any clue in the first 2 cards about what it is you're putting behind you. But it may be just like having taken on too much energy for something and deciding where you need to put that energy, what needs to be finished. And just celebrating what gets finished and not worrying about what you're not getting to. I'm trying to figure out a better way of, it's allowing yourself to celebrate the steps in between. Okay? Like, okay, so maybe you didn't make 10 sales on something, but celebrate the 5. Does that make sense? And I don't know if that has anything to do with sales or what you're working on, Big 1111, but it's like there's something that's unfinished, but you've put a ton of energy into it that you're not giving yourself credit for, and you're kind of being asked to do that. I'm going to give it another shuffle, and I want a couple more clarifiers for you. Oh, good. I'm a lake creature too. I'm right on Lake Ontario, but it's like a 1.5 miles to walk there, and I'm not going to do it in the winter. So I'm not going to go down and look at the lighthouse. So the Emperor came out again. And again, this is that chess versus checkers energy that came out earlier. Right? It's the long game. And it's a matter of reframing. You really are not, Big 1111, you're not giving yourself credit somewhere. I want you to do that. I want you to give. It's okay. So this is on the bottom, and we talked about this earlier with Mary Jo. But look, because there's a little pigs flying there. I don't know if you know anybody that says that. When pigs fly, right? Is that when pigs fly energy? I really feel like this is like a never ending project that you never give yourself credit for. It's either something that you do that's like a daily task that you're not celebrating yourself, something that you accomplish all the time. It could be why I was talking about keeping my house together, like how clean my place is and how happy I am about that. Like every day I do my dishes, right? Every day I vacuum and sweep something. It's like, where are you not giving yourself credit for the little things? Where are you not giving family and partners credit for their part? Huh? Right? So look at that whole thing. Because there may be a group effort thing where it's like you always feel like you're picking up the slack on it, but maybe somebody's always doing half the job. You might have to finish it, but just thank them for the half they did and celebrate the half you did and let it go, right? I love that. I don't know if that makes sense for you, Big 1111, but that's the vibe I'm getting. It's like you're not either giving yourself credit, yeah. You're either not giving yourself credit or the people around you credit, or just, hey, look, we really did a great job on this, even though it doesn't look like exactly how we wanted it to. Like, we did a great job. Like, we did the best we can, and let's just take a step back, look at it, and understand that we aligned the best we could on that. Right? Walking away from the fights. I love that. Walking away from the fights and just seeing what you accomplished and owning it. Own your accomplishments, Big 1111, and own other people's don't own other people's accomplishments. Acknowledge them. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for the correction. Don't go around, giving yourself credit for everything everybody else did. That wasn't the advice. like own, just own your part and give acknowledgement to the other parts, the other players. I love that. I think that came up last week too, so I think it's just acknowledging an effort to do that, going from that potential to the actuality of being that person, right? So I love that for you, though. I think that's beautiful. Tabitha, are you still here, love? Yeah, I'm gonna look too. I can't get out and go look, but I'm definitely gonna watch your video when I'm done. I'm definitely. So let's see, who's next? We have Tabitha if she answers. And then Free the People. If you're still here, love, you're on deck. So I'm waiting for questions from either Tabitha or Free the People. I'm going to keep riding with this deck because I love the Light Seekers Tarot. I think it's a beautiful deck. Uh-oh, what Big 1111 say? Oh, all we could do is the best we can. Yes. Well, maybe that's part of your reframing is to remind yourself of that more often. All I could do is the best I can do, but it's like give yourself credit for that. You know? Don't forget to follow it with my best is enough. For example. Oh, yay, you guys, it's the bot. We got the bot back. That's so exciting. You always know I'm in the algorithm when the bot's here. 1111. I see 1111 at the top. I don't know what you guys see, but I see 1111 just as the bot came in. I love that. Aw, we're so happy to have you here. Just flow is good, no question. Okay. What's up for Free the People? Woo! I love that. Those came out real fast. I can't make it up. Has it come out in every reading? Have you not seen me just shuffle the heck out of that deck? Like, I can't lie. There is a big collective vibe for celebrations. And I'm still getting that summer vibe, but I'm also getting like, let's see, January, February, March, April. So that's the fourth month, right? April. So it could be something coming out in April. It's like the warming up. There's a warm up. And the wands is that real fiery energy, right? I swear this card has came out every single reading tonight. So then we have the wheel and we have this again too. I'm telling you, there's a or the world. There's a collective vibe here of working together to create this actual, right? This healing is going on, collectively making better decisions, collectively giving ourselves and each other the credit we deserve for the effort we're putting into building and growing and learning, right? I love this. I love this vibe. So free the people. I see something April. It could be between March and April. I'm drawn to these fixed signs. So it's like we know we see the end of a cycle and things like that with the world and the wheel and things like that too. But I just see this opening up, but it's coming in like 3 to 4 months. There's going to be something big, but it's going to be something positive and something to celebrate. Yeah, 420 is always worth celebrating. What? Did I say that out loud? The Fool. Something you're starting. Something new. Something new that's going to bring balance. We have the Six of Pentacles here. So if there's a place where you've been feeling unbalanced, and again, this is like that understanding, open to receive, but also releasing, right? It's a cycle of letting go so that things can return. A willingness to let it go. The Fool is like a willingness to let it go. I don't know if there's something you've been working on that I don't know if you're afraid to market it or you haven't marketed it. If it's something that you've been considering that you haven't been doing, if there's something you're holding on to that you're thinking about selling, it might be a good time for that too. But I still see this collective vibe of something to celebrate. And it's an interaction, either with somebody else, like a cooperation, a contract, but it's going to bring in balance and good things. It's definitely a group effort here. Like there's definitely, but you have to make the decision. Like it's your decision to participate in it. Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful card? I love that too. Ooh, focus. Bam. There we go. Connected to all those different points. It's something that's going to be beneficial on many levels. Yeah. The flower of life, the life flower. Something that's beneficial on many levels. Trust your intuition. Don't allow outside distractions to change your mind. Because you know what your, yeah, she's holding on to a crystal, big 1111. That's why I was like, if it's something you're selling, it's like charging it though. There's this energy, this recharging, right? It could even be like a Reiki session or something. But whatever it is, it's clearing something that was blocked. And it's group related. Yeah, it's an amethyst. You guys are so funny. You have the best questions. It's definitely an amethyst. I love amethyst. I have a bunch of it up here. I love raw chunks of amethyst. Yeah. So free the people, definitely. I mean, I don't know, guys. I can't make it up. This just keeps coming out. But I'm really getting like festival season, warmth, like sun's coming out, stuff we've been working on, stuff that we've been building towards, reaching that fullest potential, right? We're not reaching the fullest potential. We're reaching the actuality. Maybe that's part of it, is instead of seeing yourself as having the potential, see yourself as the actual and move into that space. I don't mow. I have an apartment building. They pay people to do that here. So I don't have to worry about that, but I will be getting outside. I love that. So I definitely free the people. That's really great vibes for you though. Yards aren't that bad. I could give my daughter a yard someday for her to play in, a swing. I do think about the mowing. I'll be layering my walking and my yard care. It'll be all right. So, throwing a festival. Big 1111, are you throwing a festival? I love that. I wish they would sell the local Ren Fair so I felt like I could go back there again. That's just me. It's personal and political. Oh, you're welcome, Free the People. That was a beautiful reading. I'm taking a sip. Chandru, you're up next, love. Do you have a specific question, Chandru? Yeah, right, Sheen? For real. Until you run something over. You know, I learned how to parallel park on a riding mower when I was a kid. I was so excited to learn how to do that. I couldn't wait. And, my mom was a real stickler. So I used to love to like volunteer to mow my yard so that I could practice parallel parking and things like stupid stuff, really stupid stuff. Right? Big 1111? We have a beautiful one here. It's just owned by a really mean person. So I won't give him my money, that's all. I just won't. Everybody's always like, you should get out there and do that. And I'm like, Okay, Chandru. I hope I'm getting your name right, love. Let's see. Let's see what we have for you. Oh, we have a tower. Oh, and it fell out of my hand. It went flying. We have a tower here. So you have something big that's going to be shaken up. And there's going to be a new path. A new path ahead of you. It's going to feel really chaotic. But okay, so we have a lot of fires and stuff here recently, right? But it's like it clears away the brush so that something new can grow there. So there may be something that you have to chop out, right? Something that there's a way being made for fresh new growth. Excuse me. Okay, so this is my should I stay or should I go card. This is, if anybody knows that song, right? The Clash. So, should I stay or should I go? Right? This is like that. You have a decision to make about where the journey is about to take you, or like where your journey is going. And that's going to feel like a tower moment. But the decision, let's see, what is the should you stay or should you go? It's a go. If you're thinking about traveling, the world came out. If you're thinking about traveling for your, whatever this is, whatever you're leaving behind you, it's going to feel like a tower, right? But it's making a way for this beautiful energy. Yeah, I feel like, are those two things really separable? Do you know what I mean? Life or career, either or both. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, so again, it's the long game. It's chess versus checkers. So it's like you have to think of something. There may be a short-term loss to make a big move, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah, it is a very free energy. I agree. I agree, Jean. I also get protection vibes from it, you know? It's like you're safe and free to move into that next stage, Chandra. Yeah. I would say there's definitely an opportunity there. And it is going to feel like a shake off, like a shake up in your life, something being knocked down. You have to leave a lot behind to do it. Stay positive. There's a 7 of Cups on the bottom, which is like having a lot of options, but not all those options are desirable. Make sure that you're focused on the positive, right? Um, who Sup? You are like just a couple more people. I have Wild Horse now. And then Sup, you're after Wild Horse. Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly, Jean. Yeah, Shandru. Stay with it. Like there's this decision that you wanted me, okay, you asked, it was a decision you wanted, and I'm seeing you move. I'm seeing like big moves. Okay, Wild Horse, did you have a specific question, Wild? And Mr. Awesome, did you want me to add you to the list? Okay. Okay, what comes out? Up and out for a while. So Chandru, definitely. Definitely. Believe in yourself. Go for it. It's going to be a big move. It's going to be a big move for you, Chandru, but I really see it paying off energetically. Okay. Wild Horse. Wild Horse. Wild Horse. We have a Queen of Swords here. So there's something that you've either stood on, spoken your truth about. You know, it could be a boundary set. I'm always drawn to there's a cup down here in the corner, which is about emotions, right? And it's locked in a cage. I wish it would come through. There we go. Oops, for a second. So you could have recently drawn the line with somebody. Wild Horse. Let's see. Let's get some clarity on that. If you haven't done it recently, it may be something you've been thinking about. I usually see the birds, right? Our messengers or people talking, right? So this could be like somebody has been saying something about you and you've either set the story straight or you've just cut them off. The Magician fell. And it's like, I feel like there's been somebody that's had a lot of doubt in you, Wild Horse, and your ability to manifest for yourself. And I see you kind of putting distance between you and this person. Oh, yeah, they don't see the potential you see. We were talking about that earlier. They don't see what you see. They don't. You're waiting for a big wave, and all they see is those little waves. Right? It's like you're setting yourself up for success in a big wave. They're not there yet, but you know they're coming. And there may be somebody that's just, I don't know, giving you a hard time, making you feel like your ideas, your aspirations are not going to be as prosperous or pay off for you. They are. They are going to pay. They are going to pay off. Wild Horse. We have a Knight of Cups here. This is again that energy of being open. Be open to receive when it comes in. Whatever it is isn't gonna, it's not gonna pass you by. And we have a Two of Cups here. We have the potential of healing something, so, you know, actualizing. This is the actualizing, the Two of Cups, right? So we have the potential, we have the actualizing coming in. You may have had to draw a line with somebody, set up a boundary with somebody that didn't help you actualize for yourself here. And it was a good move. It might be something you have to do, wild horse, is look at those boundaries, those healthy boundaries with others, so that you're not letting other people bring down your vibe and keep you from achieving these things that you want to manifest. So that's what I see for you, wild horse. I hope that resonates. Cynthia, did I skip you? I'm sorry, Cynthia. I definitely can, love. I'm going to do Sup really quick because I did tell her she was up next, and I'm going to slip you in there, Cynthia, between Sup and Crystal, and then Mr. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, wild horse, I would say check those boundaries. That's all. It looked like a boundary check, right? Making sure that you're adhering to what you want for yourself and not letting people talk you out of it. Good night, Chandru. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Okay. Sup, did you have a question, love? I'm just going to keep shuffling until I know who I'm reading next. So, I knew Sup was just here, and I knew Sup had a question. I wish Bluebird would come back and keep us updated. I hope we see her, if not this week, next week. Because I really want to know that they're okay. And that they're safe. And that they have a roof over their head. Shelter is so important. Sip. Sup. Sup, are you here? All right, I'm going to move on to Cynthia. Cynthia, do you have a question, love? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you. I thought for sure I had you in my list. But I see I do not. I apologize. Just a general for Cynthia. Good things. Good things. That's all I hear. Good things. Good things. Ooh, it looked like a good card. The Hierophant and the High Priestess. So this is like next level connection with somebody. Okay, this is like the non-struggle love. This is the easy connect. Oh, I love this. I'm sorry, Cynthia. I'm reading Jean's message. Yeah, winter is tough. So there may have been a series here, Cynthia, where you feel like you've just been resting and recuperating and healing, and that maybe you don't really feel like you're aligning with much right now, but I'm telling you that you're aligning with something really beautiful. And it's this happy, no struggle, trust your instincts, trust your intuition. Yeah. If you feel like you've been in this struggle for a while, I really see you putting this behind. Look at the Queen of Wands coming in here. Like finding, Stella got her groove back, finding your spark. Right? Hi, Zeus. It's like finding that spark for sure. But I feel like it's a spark with somebody. It's the chemistry here. It's something natural, it's easy, it aligns, and it flows. It's not a difficult ascension, right? This does look like really good energy coming through for you, Cynthia. I love this. You've been working on this. Okay, you've been working on this energy, this Eight of Pentacles energy. It's like you've been lining your ducks for this. Like you've been trying to align this. You've been trying to pull this in. You've been trying to manifest it. But this connection is actually, I mean, it's beautifully tied to this. You are definitely drawing in exactly what you're meant to draw in, and it's not going to miss you by. And it's not going to be a struggle. Whatever it is, it's not going to be a struggle. It's going to be something, yeah, the laughing. That's where I'm seeing it's like it's not a struggle. This isn't going to be somebody that you have to struggle to connect with, or like you're not going to wonder where you stand, right? It's going to be a beautiful energy. I love that. Trust your intuition. Trust your growth, right? Trust that what you've been learning and putting into motion for yourself is bringing you closer to that connection that you're looking for with spirit, with self, and essentially with whoever this other person is that you'll be connecting with. I love that, Cynthia. I'm getting romantic vibes, and all evening I've been getting money vibes, or like, you know, career vibes, life vibes, and I definitely see that as being. All right, do you still want a reading, Mr. Awesome? I can leave it here for you. I hope your friend is okay. I can give you a reading later if you want one too. You know where to find me. So, Cynthia, I really see that as great energy for you. I think that's beautiful. I don't know, Sup didn't come back. I see that's a really great vibe for you, Cynthia. It's really beautiful. And that's the first one that came through that I really had like romantic thing. Okay, you guys, because right on the bottom of the deck, I just flipped it over and I see this Judgment. Okay, and Judgment is that thing that the Stoics do after the experience and before they decide how to emote about it. Okay, so it's like use that discernment, that time. The discernment doesn't come after the emotion, it becomes before it. Okay. If I can, leave it here for you or message you. I like the cat in the box. He's cute. It makes me think of what Schrodinger's cat. Is that? No, I didn't skip you. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like, you could still have yours now, Sup. I just didn't know if you were still here, love. I got you. I got you, Mr. Awesome. I'll shoot you a text later if you want the reading later. Shoot me a text and we can do one. Okay, Sup, did you have a question? I'm gonna have a sip of my kombucha. I don't know. I think that it's blueberry tonight. I couldn't really tell if it was blueberry or cranberry. I found it in the back of the fridge, so you know it's a really good vintage. It was nice and bubbly. It was so good. It's very good fermentation. It's been in there for a little while. It kind of tastes like a fruity beer. Oh, I'm not much for drinking, and I definitely don't like beer, but when my kombucha like gets to a certain stage, it almost tastes like a beer, and it's actually really good. But it's like fruity. but I can taste it. There's a good fermentation in it. I love it. Okay, Sup, did you have a question for February? Spiritual alignment and healing. I love that. Again, I'm going to stick with that whole reframing. Okay, I see 5 of Wands on the bottom here, Sup. Crystal, did I have you on here? Yeah, you're after Sup. I just want to make sure. So we have here on the bottom this 5 of Wands. And when you're thinking about alignment, try to think of people who you may have previously felt their friction was deterring you. And try to see the friction as setting you on the correct path. Does that make sense? So if you've been struggling, Sup, with aligning with somebody in particular when it comes to your spirituality or when it comes to how you're receiving people around you in general, I'm seeing it as your family. Yeah, look what came in the split. The Empress. So I'm really getting that family vibe, right? So this could also be recognizing your spiritual family versus your physical family. Finding a place where you feel welcomed. Finding yourself. Sup, I see you finding yourself. You may be rebirthing yourself in the process. So in February, I really see you walking away from things that are no longer serving you. It could be things that you've put a lot of energy into. And I don't see it as being like letting go of a manifestation, like the idea that it'll be in the future. But I see you saying, hey, I planted the seed. Now I have to detach from it. Right? So I see you practicing the detachment and understanding that you have to walk away and do something else while this burns, while the universe is receiving this information, right? Almost like distracting you from something. I also love this energy of walking towards the sun. Okay. So it's like moving away from something that might feel dark and cold right now or hopeless and moving towards the light in a situation and understanding that you just planted the seed and you need to detach. 4 of Wands on the bottom again, guys. I can't even make it up. It's that warm festival season. Like the vibes. It's like April and on. I love that. But it just keeps coming out. So yeah, there's 5 of Swords here, and I know we saw the 5. So there's a really big change, and we saw, I'm sorry, I'm talking so fast. I can go right by myself. But I know that we saw the 5 of Wands on the bottom when we first started, and I was talking about the friction that others may be causing you, and reframing that to understand how it's redirecting you to where you need to be in your journey. Instead of seeing things as a hindrance or a blockage, see them as not even see them as an obstacle to overcome, but as a tool to use to reach a higher potential for yourself. I love that. I'm seeing that I used to use this old analogy. I don't know why I'm seeing it right now, but it was like, to me, water is like spirit. Okay, we can't live without it, right? And it's like when a lot of times when I'm thinking about letting spirit into my life, I'm thinking of it as a water flowing towards me, right? And it's like if you have this well and you're collecting this water from spirit and you're not like, you're just allowing people to walk over to your well and kick stones in it. Is what I'm saying, what I'm seeing, right? The people are throwing big rocks in your well. Eventually your well is going to be dry. You can't get a bucket in a well that's full of rocks, right? So it's like what you're doing is you're learning how to recover those rocks from the well. And I'm hearing call back your power. You're learning how to recover those rocks, But you're not just like pulling them out of the well and handing them to the next person to throw in. You're pulling them out and you're building a healthy boundary for your well. You're building a wall. And it's not an unhealthy wall. It's healthy boundaries, right? You're not allowing people to like kick stones into your well anymore. But you're learning how to take the stones out so that you can access that water again. I hope that makes sense. Sup. So that's what I see for you, Sup, is I see you taking the stones that have been thrown in your well and using them to discern, oh, look at that, guys. A healthy boundary. You're taking these things that people have been using as weapons against you and you're building your place to stand on it. Right? Okay, cool. So it does. Yeah. Taking the rocks out of the well. I used to think about this all the time because it's like you can't just keep, and then you have like people that want to come. Okay. I'm going to get deep into this analogy because this may be something that is beneficial for you in this because that may have something to do with these birds. It's like you have people that like they want to poison the water in your well, right? And it's like the more you fortify that well, the more you know where you stand and where those boundaries are, the less likely these people are going to have access to your well to poison it. Does that make sense? And it's like you get to decide how much water somebody is drinking from your well, too. Right? You get to decide if this person has a glass or can I give this person a bucket? Is this person poisoning my well? Right? But it may be about this death and rebirth. Is this person poisoning my well? But it is like really having that clarity for yourself on this of deciding who are you getting that vibe from? Where are you putting those healthy boundaries, right? And again, I'm seeing back to the last reading where it was like there could be somebody that doesn't see the things that you see in yourself, that you may be needing to put distance between you and them. And reminding yourself that your actual is not your potential, right? You can become your actual. Don't let anybody beat you up in your potential phase because you're not done growing yet. You're not done growing yet. Yeah, look, the world came out again. That's come out a bunch tonight again. Like you are really working with spirit to co-create, and it doesn't matter what anybody else sees right now. Don't let them burst this bubble for you, okay? Don't let anybody put you in this mindset that you have no way to achieve what it is you want to achieve. I see alignment coming for you. I'm drawn to the star in the center of this because it's not just the stars from that, but it creates a star too. So I see things aligning, okay, especially with this and this co-creation. But it's going to require these boundaries from people who have been spoiling your well. And you're not supposed to see, okay, these people that are like kicking rocks and stuff into your well, like sometimes it's accidental. You know what I mean? Like somebody sees a hole there, they throw a rock in it. Maybe you just stepped away to do something else and they didn't realize they were filling your well. And it's like being able to like understand that too and let go of that. Like don't hold on to the animosity, just use it as a learning experience. Okay, I love that. I hope that resonates, Sup. I hope that you can take that forward with you. I do see that you have some ideas of where you might need to be making these moves in your life. And then it may be feel a little tricky and treacherous and like you're doing something new. But be sure of your steps going forward. Okay. Oop. Did you see that? And I was doing them backwards too. But they all just exploded. So we have Crystal next. Crystal, do you have a question? Yeah, I hope that's helpful, Sup. I'm glad it resonated. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. I see a card is flipped backwards in the deck. I gotta find it before I can do the next person. Let me see. Oh, there's a few of them. Okay, we're good. Any insight that comes through, please. Okay, Crystal. Oh. Somebody's been trying to talk you out of trusting your instinct on something. Like seeding doubt. Crystal, if somebody is seeding doubt in you. Yeah. Do you see this? So we have this justice here, but do you see how like it's like her shadow self? Right? So it's like somebody remembers you as the person you once were, and they're trying to see doubt in the changes you're trying to make in your life. I don't know if they're trying to get you to see how she's grabbing the sword too. And it's almost like you're trying to reach for a new, you're trying to reach for a new height for yourself, and it's like somebody wants you to stay the same. Somebody is struggling with changes you've been making. And they're seeding doubt. I don't know who's seeding doubt. I don't think it's you. I don't think this is like a self-seeded doubt, but I think that it's once this person seeded the doubt, you've been having a hard time judging yourself as the new person you want to be. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that really interesting that it would do that? Yeah, it's like this, whoever this is doesn't want some kind of balance to be restored. They like to see you in this tired, struggling energy. Oh, go. It's like, okay, so I have this cousin who like loves bomb me so that I'll accept insults. That's like a vibe I'm getting. It's like they love to insult you, and then they'll be like, oh, you were a good sport. Here's some new socks. Do you like, oh, well, I hope you can go back and watch it, Crystal. And maybe this energy is familiar to you that I'm talking about. I don't know if this person is love bombing you, but it's like this person definitely likes to insult you. Like but they do it in a joking way. But what I'm hearing is that it's really their insecurities. They don't want to see you step into this new version of yourself, because I think that they're insecure that the new version of yourself is going to be like outshine them. Yeah, this person is worried that you're going to outshine them in something. Ooh, it's a very competitive person. It's like a very competitive vibe. Okay, so I had the Lovers come out, but then this fell right on top. And to me, sometimes I see this as like competitive people. Yeah. Yeah. It is passive aggressive, Jean, for sure. That's exactly what I'm feeling. And it's like somebody that will like say you do something that you're really proud of yourself, and then they're going to crack a joke about it, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't be so sensitive." Somebody that says, "Don't be so sensitive," or "You're too sensitive." That kind of gaslighting energy. It's like they're going to plant some kind of seed of doubt in a choice you're making. But it's like they're just competing with you. And it might be the fact that they see you coming into something beautiful for yourself, that you're making the right decisions. They might not be making the right decisions. They may feel like they're way down here and that you're so close that they kind of want to knock you down. Yeah. Trying to keep you from that actuality. Okay? So I really see, again, just like with the well we were talking in the last personal reading, it's like, you know, don't let go of how you're seeing that potential self, that the waves that are coming in the future that you know you're prepared for and ready for. Like, stay ready for those positive waves. Oh, thick skin. Oh, yeah. I hate that too. I hate that too. I've always been very sensitive, but I'm telling you that, like, the Stoic principles of, like, reframing things that are out of your control and then making a judgment about how you should feel about it, instead of like jumping immediately into how you should feel about something, like reframing it and then just deciding to see it from a positive way, deciding to use it, right? To build up your well. But like the people kicking the stones are the people that do that. They tell the joke, they come along, oh, I didn't see your well there. Ha 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 ha, and kick another stone. Those kind of people. I'm just kidding. Oh, hey, I didn't mean to fill your well. I didn't mean to poison your water. Don't be so sensitive. I'm not really poisoning your water. It's like people who say mean things but pretend that they're just joking. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like that vibe. I don't like that vibe at all. So if you have one of those, Crystal, it's going to be, I'm hearing boundaries with self is going to be very important. It's like not letting them, it's not about shutting down your emotions. It's not about not feeling how, one of the things with the Stoics is that the information that you're receiving from your emotions is important. It's important information. It's knowledge. It's wisdom. Okay, so if you feel like a person is behaving a certain way towards you, you don't have to ignore that they're making you feel that way. But it's like before you act out of feeling that way, reframe how you can help it let you grow, how you can use it to help you make those healthier boundaries stick. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, throwing stones and hiding hands. Yeah. And getting a lot of that, like people talking behind your back. I've gotten rid of people. I've cut people that I've, been associated with or acquaintance with for really, really long time, just because I knew that it was obvious that they would just talk about me with other people. Like they weren't there to support me ever. But it's okay because I learned how to set better boundaries through that. Okay. Like through that experience of saying, you know what, I don't care if you've been my acquaintance for 20 years. You've never been a nice acquaintance. You've never been a supportive acquaintance. You've never really been a loving acquaintance. And I see that and I can make my judgment based on that. And it doesn't even mean that you have to cut them out. It may just be like not sharing with them as much as you might have in the past. You know what I mean? It's like being more selective about what you're willing to share with people. But it's also like, I'm not seeing like closing the throat chakra down, but it's like pearls before swine, right? I don't quote me because I'm not good at like what the exact scriptures are or anything, but it's like one of the things that Jesus was like, don't waste your time. Don't like drop a bunch of wisdom on somebody who's not going to appreciate it. Yeah, those are hard. I have a few of those myself, to be honest with you, Crystal. So I'm here with you and for you on that one in the healing. And I've had to do a lot of that type of healing too. So, you can always come hang out with a collective, and we're always trying to find ways to move past that. You know, we're growing and we're learning, and it's all we can do. And some people, they get threatened by that and insecure. Okay, I seen 144 on how long and then 411. So if anybody's into number, I saw 144, 14, 411. So that was really cool. That was actually a really cool lineup of numbers right there while we were talking about that. So it really is about building a foundation for yourself, but doing it with spirit. Okay, making sure that that connection with spirit is the one that you're putting above all else. Like, don't put somebody else's opinion of yourself above the opinion that your higher self has of you. Ooh, your higher self has the highest opinion of you. Okay? So it's like trust that opinion. I love that. That's a good vibe. Okay, Zeus, are you still here? Thank you, Crystal. I'm open to all the blessings. Thank you, Crystal, so much. Thank you for your support. Bless you too. I really hope that you get the clarity you need about where those boundaries need to be. Again, it doesn't have to be like a big shake up or a big tower, or like you don't have to like verbalize cutting people off. It's just like being more discerning about what you're willing to react to, because a lot of those people are that they're just looking for a reaction. When they're doing that, they want to see you doubt yourself, so it's like don't even give them the satisfaction. Okay, I love that. I know, Mr. Awesome, you left, but you're up next, so if you are back or still around, I could still do a reading, or I'll catch you later. And Zeus, are you still here? I think we only have 4 people left. I don't think that Zeus is one of them. So I think I'll probably close it up. I'm going to do this one more time. I like to shuffle. I do it just to shuffle. I'm not even just to draw. It's like a stress ball thing. I will carry like regular packs of cards around and just shuffle. I don't know if anybody else has a little thing like that they like to do. Shuffling always feels good when I'm thinking, especially when I'm thinking. I'm going to get a couple affirmations. I have a couple decks here, and we'll do a couple group affirmations to make sure that we're leaving on a positive and uplifted note. I think that there was a lot of information tonight about healthy boundaries, right? And not letting people talk us out of our actualizing ourselves, right? People are seeing us as an acorn, but they're not seeing us as the trees we're becoming. And it's really like letting go a lot of that vibe of not being seen as that tree, just giving ourselves the permission to take up space. I'm hearing giving yourself permission to take up space. Yeah, give yourself permission to take up space. I love that. I love that coming out with it. I know we've been talking a lot about shadow work. Maybe next week we can talk a little bit about light work. Oh, I see the scales again in that judgment. Clear your karma. Yeah, let go of those feelings, Yeah. Be careful of people trying to block us from moving forward. I agree, Jean. And a lot of that is their own insecurities because they don't want to move forward, Or if you move forward, where do they end up? A lot of that is just insecurities of being left behind and abandoned in other people. It's like once you start to recognize it in yourself, you can start to recognize it in other people as well. Self-abandonment. A lot of times that insecurity, that seeding doubt in others comes from a self-abandonment. And maybe seeing that is almost kind of pitiful, right? So instead of being angry at them, send them and release them with love. Send them light and release them. Yeah, call back your power. Didn't I say that at the beginning of the reading too? That energy of calling back your power, retrieving those rocks out of the well. Reclaiming your space, reclaiming your ability to access what's divinely yours. I love that. I call back my power. Where there's a will, there's a way. Actual, potential, actual. That will is the change, right? So we know from physics, the potential energy and the kinetic energy, it has to do with the change between potential and kinetic. The kinetic is the motion. Aristotle saw the actual as like the motion to get there, the change that something undergoes. So this is that change. I see this change of season too. We're going from, oh, look, guys, like poppies. I'm thinking of like, so we got the yellow brick road and we got the poppies. It's like coming into clarity, right? Because she fell asleep, right? The poppies were poisonous. It's like moving out of that poison that's keeping us stuck and stagnant and understanding, right? Understanding that the path is leading somewhere better. Truth is my teacher. Truth is my teacher. I love that. So there's a lot of discernment, a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding that we understand the potential within ourselves that others may not see. We don't need their permission, right? We don't need anybody's permission to go from our potential to our actual. What did I say? See this from a higher perspective. Your higher self could not put you on a higher pedestal. See yourself the way your higher self sees you, from the highest perspective. And one more from that is I am supported on my path, which makes sense here too. Where there's a will, there's a way, and you're supported. I love that. I'm going to get a couple more here, and then I'm going to say goodnight so I can go check on my little. She had a big dinner, guys. I hear her out there. She's stimming away. She produces music. She just sits there and makes like garage band music and other types of music. And you can tell when she really likes a song by how hard she hits the floor. Like she must really be producing something beautiful out there. I can't wait to go hear what she's working on. Every day has a new theme song with her. It's beautiful. Look at this. I'm supported on my path. The universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately towards the highest good. The highest perspective. I am supported. My highest cause, my highest perspective. I love that. I'm keeping that. That's beautiful. Let's get one more. Oh, that flipped real quick. It's the same card or the same bird. I don't know if anybody's seen this deck because there's not a lot of birds in it. So, and I don't feel like I've seen either one of these cards ever in this deck. So we have cardinals. If cardinals means anything to anybody, I do know that cardinals, my grandma always taught me it was like loved ones coming to visit from the other side. Okay, so when, let's see, when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. So yeah, those of you who weren't giving yourself credit in areas where credit is due, the growth you've already achieved, right? The idea that you have of yourself, the potential to the actual, right? Giving yourself credit to move into those spaces and allow yourself to take up that space. Aw. Yes, they are. I agree, Crystal. When people ask me if I'm like a witch that casts, I'm always like, all the words we say are spells. It's like I don't need some kind of a ritual to know that my words are powerful, you know? Like define spelling. Define for me. But I really see this energy of being supported by your loved ones from the other side, but in that becoming of self, right? And allowing yourself to take that up. I'm also seeing a lot of orange coming through. So we have sacral chakra. If anybody's looking for certain meditations they can do this week, sacral might be something you want to look into. Also crown. So sacral to crown. So I used to do this thing where like I cycle through them all. So I go from root and I go up through all of them and I circle back around and it kind of creates that flow, right? Like that magnetic. I'm thinking of like the how the Earth's magnetosphere like rotates around and puts out that magnetic shield. It's like really imagine that magnetic shield for you guys, for yourselves this week. Like run through all of those chakras. I used to say, to remind myself how I would do it, it would be like root, heart, crown, come back around. I think it was like a little poem that I used to say, like to remind myself to do it. So it's like if you need to get grounded, but you're really making that effort to stay connected at the same time. I hope that makes sense to you guys. The best way to do it is to like go up through all the chakras and then come back down around. Create that flow. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. I didn't know what they call that, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. I remember it reading it, but I pictured like each life form in general, it doesn't have to be human exactly, but we're all like producing this magnetic energy, right? Yeah, root, heart, crown, come back around. And that always reminds me that like to move that energy, to keep it moving. You can do it daily. That's how I started. So it took me 21 days to get through 3 cycles, for example. But now I can like turn it on. Does that make sense? It's like after you start doing that, you can kind of like just flip the switch on it and get that energy flowing more quickly and more easily. And I think that that helps with the healthy boundaries, reframing. Being grounded will always help you with reframing. So if that's anything anybody needed to hear, you are being supported by the universe. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited. We got so many readings done tonight. I was glad that so much resonated. I am sending so much love and light. And if you guys are not feeling loved and appreciated out there, you know that you are loved and appreciated here. You belong here. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. Okay, if you're struggling to find that love out there, it's here. You can come get it anytime. Yes, love you long time. Yes. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight now. I love you guys. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye-bye.